All right, so in the last video, I talked about this diamond heist problem where you only have one of each diamonds in the store, and you were solving the problem assuming that you could not cut diamonds into pieces, which means that you have to either take, let's say, one Akbar Shah or you do not take it, right? So there is no way to cut it and take like exactly some carats. But in this video, I'm going to assume that you can cut these diamonds. Okay, so let's say that you are you just have access to a laser diamond cutter that you are happen to be carrying, and you can cut these diamonds into pieces. Okay, so if that is the case, that means that it doesn't need to be like take or not. So it does not need to be 0 or 1. It can be like 0.5 counts, right? So in that case, your decision variables does not need to be binary, right? It does not need to be 0 or not, but the decision variables are basically how much to take, right? For each of these diamonds. So now I'm going to just show you how to change your Excel solver to give you that kind of solution where you can cut the diamonds. So your other constraint that says that you have a small pouch with 100,000 millimeter cube capacity, that is still valid, which means you cannot take unlimited amount of diamonds, but you can cut them. So you can maybe take it in a smarter way. All right, so let's see. So everything else here works. The only thing that we need to change in the model or in the solver is that I don't need these things to be binary anymore, right? So it could be somewhere between 0 and 1. It doesn't need to be exactly binary anymore. I still have only one of each, so it does need to be less than 1, but I could take 0.5 Akbar, right? So it still need to be lower. So now let's solve the model using solver. So again, this is my decision variable. My total is weight. I am maximizing my total weight by changing variables here, right? And then by constraint, the total volumes that I take has to be less than or equals to 10,000. Now the added constraint we need to make sure that we add is that we only have one Akbar Shah, right? So then how much to take? So should we take half of the Akbar Shah? Should we take like 1/4 of the Akbar Shah? Should we take 0.3 of the Akbar Shah? So that's something that we need to say that this number needs to be between 0 and 1, right? It cannot be more than 1 because we cannot take more than one Akbar Shah. So that's all we need to say. So we are gonna do add and then select everything. And so your decision variable should be less than or equals to 1, right? Because you cannot take more than 1 because you don't have more than 1. And you do okay. So that makes your decision variables between 0 and 1 because make unconstrained variables non-negative, all it takes care of 0. So it has to be greater than or equals to 0. Also now it has to be less than or equals to 1. So right now, again, your model is now a simplex LP because now it's not a 0-1 decision variable. So it's not integer problem. It's again a LP problem. So we can go back and change it to simplex LP and then solve. So now you see what you're doing is you should take one Akbar Shah, one view sensing, and 0.9718 of cemetery diamond. So basically you can think about, you can multiply this by the carats, and that will also give you that how much carats you want to take of this cemetery diamond, and you don't take anything else. Now, if you notice, here I have also mentioned the carat per volume, and if you could cut the diamonds, the smarter way to actually take the diamonds would be the top 3 or top 4, whatever top number that you can take with respect to character volume. So in this case, you're taking top three because that's all your pouch can take. So you're taking one Akbar Shah, one Pusensi, and part of Century Diamond, how much ever you can take with your pouch. And in this case, you would also see that your pouch capacity constraint is binding, which means that you are taking exactly 100,000 because you can, right? Because you can actually cut into your diamonds and take exactly 100,000 so that you are taking the most advantage of your situation. Okay, so this is how if you had a diamond cutter, how that change the solution. You would take a higher total weight. Previously, you could take only 806. Now you could take 874.055 and you were able to use your whole pouch capacity, your full pouch capacity, previously which you could not because you could only take 1 or 0. Okay, so that's how your solution would change if you actually could have you could cut the diamonds.